thank you to Cody for their generous donation on Patreon.
It's morning. I didn't have any other weird dreams about Dozer last night, so I suppose that's a good thing. At least as long as this isn't a dream. You peered around your room just to make sure nothing out of the ordinary was there. I think it's safe. That was such a weird dream. I guess I should get ready for class and head out. We have a math test today, so I need to refresh my mind some beforehand. Oh, I have a message on my phone already. It's kind of early for that. And it's from Dozer. She had us to bring my tennis clothes to school today. Wonder what he has in mind. I'll find out soon enough, though. I'm early for Coach's class, so I can study a little bit before his class starts. I won't really have much time for it after his class ends. I hope Dozer is taking the time to prepare now. You pulled out your math notebook and scanned over what information you could while waiting for Coach Grifter's class to start. Once his class began, you put your notes away and put your focus into his class. Coach's lecture dragged on, and much to your surprise, he cut his class short by 15 minutes as he finished going over what he wanted and just dished out his assignment for the day. Class ended early, so I can get some last-minute cramming in with Dozer. I better make the most of it. He's already here. Hey, Dozer.
Oh, Gran. Is it time for class to start already?
Not yet. Coach let us out of his class early. I was hoping to catch you before class started. Did you want to go over anything particular before a test?
Actually, that'd be great. I was looking over a couple of these problems, and I can't seem to get it right. You just helped me with it a couple of days ago, so it's already slipped my mind. And it's already slipped my mind.
Let's see what you got. We'll make sure it's fresh in your head so it shouldn't throw you off during the test.
Thanks.
You pulled a chair over to Dozer's desk and sat down beside him. You spent the time up until class began going over a few problems with Dozer. When you were done, you were confident Dozer would be fine on his test.
Thanks to the last-minute help, I should be good now.
You'll do great. Just keep the stuff we've been over in mind, and you won't have any issues.
Yeah. And would you mind sticking around outside the classroom to wait for me until you finish?
Sure.
Cool. Well, good luck on the test.
You too. You moved your chair back to your desk and readied yourself for the test. That really wasn't that bad. The homework problems were more difficult than the test questions.
The test was pretty easy, wasn't it?
Oh, Chester, you already done with it?
Yeah, math is my thing, believe it or not.
I'd never have guessed that with you.
Most people don't.
Anyway, what are you doing now? Waiting on Dozer. He had something he wanted to talk to me about.
Oh, I see. I'll keep you company for a bit then, if you'd like.
Sure. Not sure how long he'll be.
He'll be out soon with how easy that was.
I hope so. I was helping him with a few problems before the test started.
Oh, math's giving him some trouble?
A little bit, but he seemed like he was going to do just fine.
He will. How can he not?
Well, see soon enough, I guess.
Yep. So, aside from a little chat with Dozer, do you have any plans for the rest of the day?
I don't right now.
We should do something then. At least until I have to go to work.
That didn't sound like a bad idea. But I'll wait to give you an answer to that until Dozer tells me what he wanted, whatever he has to tell me.
Fair enough. Well, let's sit down. No point in standing around when we don't know how long it'll be.
All right. You and Chester sat on one of the benches in the hallway and continued talking while you waited for Dozer. The time he had was running out, and when it was time for the class to be finished, he would be forced to turn in his test.
He's really cutting it close, isn't he? He's got about 10 more minutes left.
Yeah, he's probably just checking his work now. I told him to always double check it.
You're right. It's a good idea to do that. Hey, look, he's coming out now. Hey, Dozer. Hi, Chester. What are you doing here? I was giving Grant company while he waited for you.
How do you think you did?
I think I did all right. I spent the last 20 minutes just going back over my work. I caught a few mistakes and corrected them, so I'm glad I took my time. The last bit of help you gave me really helped out a ton, too.
Yeah? I'm glad you got the chance, then. So, what'd you want to talk to me about?
It wasn't really anything important. I was just going to see if you wanted to hit the gym with me. The test was a little stressful for me, and the gym is a great way to help me relax.
Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, can I come too? I hate going to the gym alone, and I've not been with anyone since last week. I'm cool if you are, Dozer.
Yeah, that's fine. Together you two might actually match me, right? Is that a challenge? Not at all. You got my message this morning, I hope, Grant.
Yeah, I wondered why you wanted me to bring my tennis clothes, but now it makes sense.
Chester, do you have anything you can wear? I have some spare clothes in my locker. Cool, let's head to the locker room and get changed then.
Okay, sounds good. I might have to duck out a little early on you guys, since I have to be at work in a couple hours, and I have to make sure I shower before heading in.
No problem, I just want to burn some stress, so we'll probably leave with you.
He glanced over at Dozer, and he was just staring at his locker before deciding to change, like he was lost in thought. Oh my god. Come on, you guys, you gotta get changed so we can go.
Oh, yeah, let's make this quick.
Oh, holy Jesus. What are you gonna work on? Arms, chest, legs? You're pretty much all set in those areas.
Let's focus more on you guys. Grant, what do you want to work on?
Your chest.
My chest?
I meant chest. Just chest exercises today would be good.
Oh, sure, that'll be fine.
And me now.
Come on, hurry and finish getting ready so we can go get started. How long did you say you have, Chester?
I'd say about an hour.
Alright, that should be plenty of time then. We should be able to knock out for about 4 different routines as long as you don't goof off.
Me? Why me and not Grant?
Because he knows I'll get mad if you goof off in here since we could get hurt. And he knows that he doesn't want to see me mad.
I don't think I want to either.
You don't.
Have you seen him mad? Not yet, and I don't aim to find out. Just do as he says, and everything will go smoothly.
Got it. First things first, make sure you're loosened up. Then we can move on to starting with some bench presses. Grant will go first, then we'll add some weight for Chester, and then I'll add some more weight for myself and go last.
I bet I can do the same amount of weight as you, though. I don't know, Chest. Dozer's bigger than you are.
Pff, size ain't everything. That's true. I suppose we'll just have to see, huh? But the moment I realize you're struggling, no more trying to match me. I don't want you to hurt yourself, got it?
Of course. With stretching out of the way, Dozer led you to the first weigh station and began preparing it for you. Once it was ready, he stepped aside and beckoned you to it.
Pretty sure I got the weight right, but if it's too much, let me know and I'll take some off.
Alright. You laid back on the bench and gripped the bar, preparing yourself to lift the weights up. Chester stood behind you and Dozer stood off to the side to watch you.
Is the weight alright?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got this, Grant. Come on, get these reps done.
Chill, Chester. Let him go at his own pace. He's got it under control.
Dozer had snuck some extra weight, but it wasn't more than you could handle. He could see that, otherwise he would have already stepped in. You finished up your sets with Chester continuing to push you and finish your final repetitions. Once you were done, he took your place and Dozer added some extra weight. Come on, I can do more than that, Dozer.
This is enough, Chester. Remember, we're not pushing ourselves today.
Then why did you put more weight on mine? But I always do more than this, even on light days. Come on, Chess, just go with what you got. It's way more than what I was doing.
Fine, I'll just go with this then. And I'll be your spotter, just in case.
Yeah. Just started to lift the weights, but a look on his face told you there was more weight on his bar than he realized.
Everything alright, Chester? Yeah. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. For not wanting to push ourselves, he sure is piling on the weight. Does he not realize it, or... He glanced at Dozer, and he was looking at you with his half smirk spread across his face. Really, Dozer? You let Chester continue his workout in silence, watching as he struggled to finish up the last few repetitions. When he was done, he sighed heavily and moved away from the weights. Man, I must be out of sync with myself right now. That was harder than it should have been. I'm not worried too much about it, Chester. You finished, and look how much more weight you had on there than I did.
I guess you're right. I did way more than you, didn't I?
Yeah. You might catch up with me and Dozer eventually.
What does that mean? You still have to catch up with me, Chester.
You watched as Dozer loaded even heavier weights under the bar to replace the one Chester had. There's no way you can do that much more than me.
This is nothing. Now come spot me.
Dozer was getting ready to lift the weights up, so Chester stood behind him and make sure nothing went wrong. Just as Dozer had said, he made it look like the amount of weight he was lifting was nothing. He seemed to hardly be fazed at all when he was done with his sets. Jesus tits. What the hell, Dozer? I had no idea you could do that much more than I could.
I could do more than that, but I wanted to keep things light.
Well, keep it light. Are you just rubbing it in now?
You keep bringing up how much more than I'm doing, so it's not my fault.
Yeah, you there, Chester. Let's just try to get to the next one. Dozer grinned at you as he walked past you and get set up for the next exercise. Each exercise you guys did went the same. You got lighter weight than the other two, then Dozer ended up doing a fair amount more than Chester. You couldn't help but stare in awe each time Dozer lifted his weights. His muscles were bulging with each lift, and by the time you were done working out, you could swear he was already looking bigger.
Why are you staring at me so intently, Grant?
I see why you're so big. It's impressive how much weight you can lift.
You just came with me to the gym a few days ago. You know how much I can do.
You did even more today, though, and you said that you can do even more still.
Oh, I did less that day? I don't remember.
It's just mind-blowing that you can lift so much.
Well, I'm flattered that you're so impressed. It's nothing special, though.
Hey, you guys, help me with these weights.
Oh, I guess we should put up all the weights before heading back to the locker room.
Yeah, let's help him out.
I think that was a pretty good workout.
Yeah, it was, even though you were showing off.
Oh, you'll catch up to me at some point, Chester.
After seeing what you can do, I don't know about that, but you can bet I'm gonna try.
Just keep at it.
I will. I'm gonna hit the showers here, then head off to work, so I'll catch you guys around. See you later, Jess. And thanks for letting me come along.
Anytime, Jess. I think we might need to shower before heading back to your place.
My place?
Remember dinner tonight with Maria?
Oh yeah, how'd I forget about that?
Good question. But before we shower, there's one thing I'd like to know if you'd be willing to join me for.
What's that?
Let's go wind down in the sauna for a little bit. Maybe 10 minutes or so.
Never actually been in the sauna before.
Now's a great time. I love sitting there after lifting.
Oh, okay then.
I'll grab us each a towel and I'll be back in a moment.
That means he's gonna be naked.
Here you go.
Thanks. So, do we just go in there naked?
Yeah, unless you want your clothes wet. You shy about that?
Yes. Yeah.
Don't worry. I am too.
You are?
Hard to believe, right? Look how big I am. It's hard to hide anything, but when it comes to being naked around other people, I didn't even want to change with Chester being here, to be honest with you. I normally change out of sight of anyone else.
I'll just look away.
Well, it doesn't bother me so much with you, though.
It
doesn't? I guess I feel more comfortable around you, so it doesn't really embarrass me as much.
That's good. I'm glad you feel that way. I'm glad you feel that way around me.
Aside from you, Harvey's the only other person I've ever felt that way around.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, let's do this.
Oh, God. You put your back to Dozer and to start stripping, but you peeked over your shoulder just in time to see Dozer's underwear hit the floor. His tail hid most of his butt. As he was wrapping his towel around his waist, you noticed him turning his head to glance over at you. Your eyes met only for a moment, and both of you looked away immediately after. You quickly finished undressing and got to the towel around your waist before you turned back to your friend.
So, let's head to the sauna now.
Lead the way.
We won't be in here too long. If your body's exposed to this heat too long, it'll be more detrimental. My body can handle it, but you're built a bit differently than I am.
Alrighty, it's pretty hot in here already.
It's great, isn't it?
Dozer sat down across from you in a small room and spread his arms out behind him.
This is a great way to relax after a workout. Thanks for joining me. I don't really like coming here alone, so it's nice to have someone along with me for a change.
Sure thing. I figured I'd try this out. Not to mention the view I have from here. Oh, Jesus! This is what I'm looking at right now. Just look at him. His scales are glistening and he just looks so good. It's so steamy in here, though. I can't quite see what's under his towel. Ah! Oh, man, I can't keep staring. I can already feel myself getting hoed. Gotta think of something else. So, tell me a bit more about Harvey, Dozer.
About him? What do you want to know?
Well, what's your favorite memory about him? You always seem happy when you talk about him.
My favorite memory. That's a tough one.
Then just tell me about any fond memories you have of him. Did you guys ever do anything fun together?
Tons of things. I think some of my favorite things were when we went to the cabins in the mountains back home.
Cabins?
Yeah, me, Harv, and my mom would go up to a cabin during the winter. It was a great little getaway. It normally snows, and all we really had was a fireplace and each other. We had electricity and whatnot, but the TV didn't have any channels. We watch a lot of movies and just have a good time. It's been a while since we last went, since I'm out here, but man, those times were always a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Suggest him taking you sometime. Maybe you should take me sometime.
Really? You think you'd like that?
Who knows? It could be a lot of fun.
I think the Brindle Mountains have cabins people can rent, and there's still snow up at that height this time of year. Maybe it's something to look into.
You should. Dozer looked up at the ceiling, seemingly lost in thought now. Ho, ho, holy crap. Oh, no, you can't see anything. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. He took his moment of distraction to admire the thickness of his body. Your eyes moved across his broad chest and down his stomach, lingering for a moment between his legs, just hoping to see the towel slip away.
So you have a past with Spencer too, huh? How about you share some stuff about him?
Your eyes jerked up as he was turning his attention back to you. Me and Spence? Yeah, we've been friends for a while. Something we used to do a lot when that I really enjoyed was just lay out in his front yard looking up at the night sky.
Stargazing?
Yeah, we used to point out as many constellations as we could find, but it's been so long since we last did that. But I couldn't name any of them.
We have some really clear nights here, and the park is a perfect place for to see the stars. Maybe you should invite him out one night and do that again.
I don't know. He always seems so busy. We don't get to hang out much anymore.
Well, I'll go with you one night if you want. I don't really know any constellations, but you can show me the ones you remember.
That sounds like a better idea, actually.
Really?
I mean, it'd be fun to hang out with Spencer like that again, but I feel like he'd just tell me he's busy or something.
You should still try at least. I'll tell you what, ask him about it, and if he does tell you he's busy, then I'll go with you. I'll for sure go with you. I'm never busy at night, so I have no reason to say that I'm busy.
You sure?
Yep, you can count me in on that. And even if he says he'll go, we'll have plenty of nights through the week where we can go anyway. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's settled then. And with that, let's go shower up and head out. I think we've been sitting here long enough.
You're right, I don't think I can stay in here much longer.
Come on then. We can grab a couple of fresh towels and take a quick shower. No sense in waiting since we're already there, right?
Yeah, I suppose it would be silly to wait.
I don't know about you, but I'll get dressed in my stall after I dry off, though.
I'll end up doing the same since you mentioned it.
Grab your clothes, I'll grab more towels, and you can meet me in the showers.
Roger that.
Can we just share a shower stall?
Then again, I don't know if we'd fit with how big he is. You gather your clothes and push that thought out of your mind before going to the showers.
Here's another towel for you, and just take the stall beside you. I'm not covered in fur, so it doesn't take long for me to wash.
I'm pretty quick about it, too.
Then let's not waste any time in here.
Oh, but I don't have any soap with me, so can I borrow yours?
Yeah, I'll just pass it over the top of the stall after I'm soaped up.
Thanks.
But for the future, you should really have a bottle in your locker all the time.
I should, but I never shower in here.
Neither do I, but it's always good to be prepared.
You stepped away from Dozer to enter your stall, and it seemed like it was a moment before you heard Dozer enter the one beside you. The water heated up quickly, and you could see Dozer thunking around in the stall beside you. You alright, Dozer? The stalls are a little cramped at times, and my tail doesn't always have the best maneuverability in here, so it knocks all over the place. Aw, poor guy. I get used to it. Anyway, here's my soap. I'm done with it, so you can hold on to it until we're done. You glanced up to see his hand holding the bottle over the top of your stall. Thanks. Let's see, special formula to keep your scales healthy. Interesting. Soap is soap, though. The soap smelled a little bit fruity, but it wasn't what you expected from Dozer. And it wasn't what you expected from Dozer, but it was a nice fragrance. You lathered yourself up and washed off all the soap to finish your shower. Quickly you dried off and got dressed in the stall before stepping out. Dozer's water had just stopped, but you imagined it was hard for him to wash off at his size. Of course, you took the chance to take a peek at the stall. His back was to you, but he was turning around to grab his towel. You weren't willing to get caught, so you quickly moved away from his stall before he could see you. I'll be in the locker room waiting for you.
I'll join you in a moment, just need to dry off.
Phew, that was close. Just a moment longer and I would have seen what he was packing down below. But he would have seen me too. Not gonna risk making him mad, because I was spying on him. Didn't take much longer for before Dozer joined you again.
Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. Here's your soap pack.
I'll just leave it in my locker here. Don't forget to bring some the next time you head to the locker room.
I'll try to keep that in mind.
Good, let's get moving then and head to your place.
Yep, I'm sure Maria's looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, that's nice to know.
You're likable when you talk to people.
I suppose so. Anyway, come on.
It's only about 3:30, so it'll be a little while longer before Maria cooks dinner, I'm sure.
No worries, I'm not too hungry right now, and I'll live.
In the meantime, we could just chat with her, I suppose. Yes, you can talk with me.
Oh, I didn't even hear you.
I wouldn't expect you to hear little old me from way up there. I am a sneaky kitty, after all. She can certainly sneak up on anyone if she wants. She's caught me by surprise many times. It's not intentional, most of the time. But welcome back to our home, Dozer. I'm so happy to have you over again. I hope you like salmon and fresh veggies, since that's what's on the menu tonight.
That sounds pretty fantastic to me. I can't wait.
I'll start dinner at 5:15, and it won't take too long to finish once I start. Until then, let's sit and talk.
Oh, thank you.
So tell me, Dozer, what made you choose your current field of study? Grant mentioned you were in school for physical therapy, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Being able to help people deal with their injuries is something I think I'll find really fulfilling. A huge inspiration to why I chose this field is my mother, though.
Oh, your mother inspired you? What does she do?
She's a nurse, and she helps save lives daily, and it's really just amazing. I don't think I could do what she does all the time, but I decided to go into a similar field to help people.
How wonderful! Your mother sounds like an amazing woman.
She really is. There's no way I'd be the man I am today without her.
Well, she seems to have done a fine job raising you.
I think so, too.
How much longer do you think you have left until you graduate?
I don't have much longer left before I get my BS.
Will you be looking for a job in the city here, or do you have other plans?
I haven't thought about that yet. It's something I'll have to put more thought into.
You should look in the city. I'm sure you'll find something good there. He's right. I bet there's plenty of places around here where you could get a job.
Maybe so. I still have time before I really have to consider that. How about you, Grant? Are you going to look for a job here?
Most likely. I like this area, and I know there are tons of opportunities for me around here.
Who knows? Maybe I'll stick around here, too.
It would certainly be nice to see you often. Then again, I don't suppose Grant plans on staying here forever, either. Hey, even when I leave, I'll still come by to see you, and you'll have to come over to my place and let me cook for a change. Of course, of course. I wouldn't expect anything else. And if you both get jobs in the city, you could even get a place together. Just imagine how much cheaper the bills would be.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea, does it, Grant?
Huh, really? It's a perfect idea. It's something to keep in mind for sure. Yeah, sounds like it could be great. You, Dozer, and Maria continued talking until she decided it was time to start on dinner. You two can keep talking, and I'll be in the kitchen. Dinner will be ready in 30 to 40 minutes. All right, we might go back to my room for a moment. I'll come get you in case it's done before you come back out.
Sure thing. Was there a reason for coming back here?
Oh, I figured we could just talk some more is all.
We could have just stayed out there, though, couldn't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
Just want me alone, right?
What?
I'm kidding.
I just wanted to talk some more. I figured it was more private back here.
What do you want to talk about that requires privacy?
I just wanted to hear more about Harvey. I wasn't sure if you'd want to talk about him around Maria or not.
Okay then. I suppose I can understand that. What else do you want to know about Harvey?
You said I remind you of him. What else about me reminds you of him?
Well, there's the willingness to help me with math, and you both have pretty positive outlook on things. Oddly enough, your home situations weren't much different with difficult fathers, but Harvey's issues were a bit different.
What happened with that?
His dad went off the deep end on him one day and threw him out of the house. Literally threw Harv out into the snow one day.
Why would he do that?
He found out Harvey was just doing something that his dad didn't like. He lived close to me, so he made his way to my place. He had sprained his ankle when he was thrown out, and he was wearing nothing but shorts and a t-shirt.
Man, that's terrible. I don't think my parents would ever done that to me just for not wanting to join the military.
To make matters worse, Harvey had some enemies at school, and they attacked him before he got to my place. He was in really bad shape and had to be hospitalized. It was during that time when I decided what I wanted to do, since I helped him get back on his feet.
Jeez, poor Harvey.
He lived with me and my mom for a while after that. It took some time for his dad to finally come around.
What was so bad that to make his dad throw him out, and then he had to live with you guys?
Dozer had a thoughtful look on his face for a moment before he shrugged. I don't suppose there's any harm in telling you now, but Harvey's gay. His dad was not happy about that, and he only found out because he was snooping around Harv's stuff.
Doesn't seem like it bothered you.
Nah, it doesn't bother me at all. Harvey was still Harvey. I just learned something new about him.
I see. I'm glad that Harvey had such a great friend he could depend on in such a time then. I couldn't imagine what going through that must have felt like.
You and me both. Things have changed a lot since then. Harvey's dad eventually grew to accept it, and now his family supports him.
Well, that's great.
Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there. I don't get to talk much about these things with anyone.
It's fine, Dozer. I don't mind listening, and I'm glad you can tell me these things. Was there anything else you wanted to tell me?
There are a few things, but those will have to wait. It's your turn again to tell me something else about your past with Spencer.
My past with Spencer? I don't have much else that's really interesting to tell.
How'd you meet him?
Oh man, that's an old one. It was way back in elementary school, and a couple of the bigger kids were picking on me, and then Spencer stepped in. He's always so cool and confident, they backed off right away. Ever since then, we've been friends. I never could figure out what made him do that. He could have been friends with anyone, but he just seemed to stay distant from most people. I was one of the few people he seemed to ever take any interest in talking to.
Maybe it was part of his instincts. Dogs seem to have a pretty good judge as a character.
There's no telling with him. Nobody ever messed with me again after that. If anything, I became more popular, but I always just wanted to spend time with him.
I understand how you feel to an extent. When Harvey came along, I didn't care if I had any other friends. He was all I needed. I'd been betrayed in the past by friends, so it took some time before I really trusted him fully.
What happened with your friends in the past?
Hey, it's your turn to be talking, not mine.
Push him to talk. I'd rather hear more about you.
I don't know if you want to hear this bit, though.
If you don't want to tell me about it, I'll leave it, but I'm willing to listen.
Well, promise me you won't let what I tell you. You won't let what I tell you affect how you see me. I've changed a lot since then. Well, of course, it won't change how I see you. I think I have a pretty good grasp on who you are now. Then promise me. Okay, I promise. All right. I went to 2 different high schools when I was younger. I was pretty popular at the first one. Me and my mom were on track with our lives. Things were doing pretty good. I had a girlfriend, tons of friends, and I was happy again. Until my best friend was cheating with my girlfriend. They were fooling around behind my back. I caught him and confronted him about it, and he tried lying his way out of it. I snapped. I was already a big guy then, and I beat him to the brink of nearly killing him. My dad was a cheater the whole time I knew him, and I think a lot of the rage I felt towards him just came out all at once. I was so betrayed. Oh, wow. I was expelled and moved to a new school, but the students there had heard about what I had done. Nobody would approach me, so I resigned myself to being alone. And then Harvey showed up. He made me remember what it was like to have friends again. He helped me find myself again, and now, well, you can see who I am. I never would have imagined you have that in you. Remember, I told you don't want to see me angry. It takes a lot to make me angry, but if it happens, it's explosive. I certainly won't forget. You shouldn't have anything to worry about. For a moment, you lost yourself in thought. He had a girlfriend in high school, huh? But Harvey was gay, and Harvey was his best friend. I wonder if Harvey ever felt attracted to Dozer. Does it bother you? No, it doesn't. That's in the past. I was just thinking about something else. I'll have to chat with Harvey someday. I'll give you his number and you can text him if you'd like to. He actually said the same thing about you. He wants to talk to me? Yeah, I'll text you his number and you can send him a message. Oh, cool. Perhaps I'll get a chance. I'll get that chance tonight. I'm sure you will. He's been bugging me about letting him talk to you. I know he'll be excited, so please excuse him if he seems a little spastic. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Knock, knock, knock. Boys, dinner is ready. Well, that was fast. Let's go eat. Yeah. It smells so good in here. Doesn't it? You two have a seat and I'll bring everything in here. Let me help you, Maria. Nonsense, you're the guest. Now sit. Better do as she says. She won't have it any other way. You and Dozer took a seat at the table, and Maria returned with what looked like a wooden cutting board, but it was laden with salmon and vegetables. She placed it down in front of Dozer before leaving and returning with 2 more, not nearly as full of food as the one placed in front of Dozer. There's so much food on this, Maria. It's all mine. It is. Grant said you had a big appetite, so I hope I cooked enough to satisfy that. I'm sure this'll be plenty. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Now everyone eat and enjoy. Dozer wasted no time in helping himself to the meal before him. This salmon is so good. It's some of the best I've ever had. Glad to hear that. I just whipped up a simple teriyaki glaze for it and broiled it to perfection. Perfection indeed. The meal continued with light conversation, and Dozer had finished eating long before either of you and Maria did. He ate every piece of food he had been given. I'd say you'd lick your plate clean if you weren't here with us to see it. You better believe I would. That meal was so satisfying. I'm happy to hear that. It was so easy to make, too. You must share with me how you made the glaze for it. I normally cook salmon with just lemon and butter, but this was so much better. And the vegetables were such a perfect dish to go along with it. I'll write down how I made it, and once I take care of the dishes. Let me help with those, at least. There's no need. What's on the table here is all that's left, and it will only take a few minutes to handle that. Well, all right then. Thank you again for the meal. You're quite welcome. I certainly enjoy cooking for everyone. I'm going to take care of the dishes real quick, so if you two want to move to the couch, I'll be done shortly. Sounds like a good idea. Let's get comfortable over there, Dozer. Sure, I'll head out soon, though, so I can be home by dark. Yeah, of course. You and Dozer moved to the couch, and he plopped down beside you with a content sigh and rubbed his stomach. Man, that was so good. Was there enough for you? Plenty. I'll admit I could eat a second helping of it all, but that'd be just overindulging at that point.
Well, you'll just have to come back for dinner again then, won't you?
If you guys will have me, that sounds great.
I'd be more than happy to have you over at any time. It's nice having someone to hang out with.
Yeah, it really is. Oh yeah, well, it's on my mind. Let me text you Harvey's number.
Sure, I'll go ahead and send him a message too.
He's gonna be so excited I can just see his tail wagging.
Dozer sent you a quick message with the number, and as soon as he had sent it, you saved it to your phone and sent Harvey a message. Hi, Harvey, this is Grant. Dozer just gave me your number and suggested I text you. There we go, I sent him a quick message.
Great, I'm sure I'll hear about it too.
Dozer's phone lit up and chimed shortly after you sent out your text.
See, he's already texted me. He said, OMG, you finally gave him my number, yay. He's such a spaz.
You were really serious about him wanting to talk with me, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna let him know I'm at your place and we're chatting with your roommate. That's just so he doesn't flood you with messages or get impatient.
Good idea. I'd rather focus on the company I have at the moment. You and Dozer put your phones away once Maria joined you again. The conversation consisted of her asking about school and the tennis team, giving you both plenty of time to talk until Dozer decided it was time for him to leave.
I hate to run, but I should be heading out now.
It's fine. I'm so glad you were able to come on and have dinner with us tonight. I'll plan something again soon.
I'll definitely look forward to that. Grant, you don't have to follow me this time. Just stay here.
But...
No buts this time. I'll be fine. Thank you both for having me over.
Are you sure, Dozer? It's no big deal.
You have something else you can do for now. I'll text you in a bit, alright?
Okay then, be safe.
You know I'll be fine. I'll see you around, Maria. Thanks again.
You're welcome back whenever. Dozer waved at you over his shoulder before heading out the door. My, he's so polite and just a pleasure to chat with. Isn't he? He really surprised me. Just let me know when he'll be back and I'll be sure to I'll have stuff to cook again. I'll let you know. It'll be soon, I hope. I'm sure it will be. He seemed to really enjoy his time with you. And you seem to really enjoy being around him, too. Yeah. You said not to follow him because you had something else to do, so I suppose I'll leave you to that for now.
Oh, it's not that big a deal.
I have some things to do myself, so I'll be leaving you alone regardless. Then I suppose I will head back to my room. I'll talk to you later, Maria. Have a good night. Let's see, looks like Harvey's replied to me. Hiya, Harvey here. It's nice to finally get to talk to you. Dozer let me know what was up, so whenever you're free again, you can text me back. I'm free now. Dozer's on his way home, and I'm back in my room. How are you today? That's what he said. I'm good today. Really glad to finally get to talk to you. Dozer's needed a friend out there, so I'm so happy he'll finally have someone he can hang out with. It took a bit for him to open up to me, but it was worth the effort. He's really a good guy. Isn't he? He's just so sweet. People really just have to give him a chance. You continue to text Harvey, and eventually you got a message from Dozer indicating that he was back home. Your messages from that point switched back and forth between the two of them. I'm not used to texting so much, let alone texting two people constantly. And I'm sure they're texting each other too. Did you tell him about us yet?
What do you mean?
Oh, my bad. That message was for another friend of mine. No problem. I'm just getting ready to go to bed soon, though. So you might not hear from me again tonight. Good night, just in case. I almost sent the message to the wrong person several times. I wonder how many people Harvey's talking to. I'll see what Dozer says. Harvey must be popular. How many people is he talking to?
Just me and you, as far as I know. Why?
Huh. Well, he sent me a message that said it was meant for some other person. I assumed it was someone other than you.
Odd. He's not mentioned anyone else. I'm sure he'll tell me shortly about whatever he sent you.
Alright. Well, you can tell me about it later. I think I'm going to call it a night and get some sleep.
Sounds like a good idea. I'm about to crash too. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night. See you then. If that message was intended for Dozer, what about them could he have been talking about? Unless... Nah, there's no way. Are they a couple?
Dun dun dun!
I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. Thank you all very much for joining me on this edition of the Dozer route. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I have been a train of